That is, say, my friend, this is who you are, and this is what you did, why this thing is happening. Chapter 10 verse 42. 10 verse 42 of the book of Acts of Apostles. Somebody is blessed now. Somebody, are you blessed now? Somebody is feeling blessed. Huh? Yeah, excuse me. Are you to tell you? I had an uncle. One day I got to his house in the midnight, and they just finished eating supper somewhere in the east, and I was there. They on disco. The man was dancing disco with his children. I sat down there. I know that those children will waste. There is something that your son will do before you. You will do something to him that he will never forget. Immediately. That is all the days of his life. He will not overcome the shock of that treatment. So that he will know that that thing cannot be part of your lineage. If you allow him to grow up with that thing, you won't like the end. Something that is started will end somewhere. If what I'm saying is nothing, why will some adults be suffering? Did they grow up properly? Is it possible for someone to grow up properly and is in pain as an adult? Is it possible? Is it possible for someone that is not properly trained to be prevented from arresting a future? Is it possible like me, like you are born, I'm your father and I'm watching you, and you are 20 years and you're confused, and I'm still your father? At 25 years, you're an idiot and I'm your father? Who fed you? Destruction, is it difficult to see? Is it not a lifestyle? I said destruction, is it not a lifestyle? Is it not something that somebody live out? Huh? And eventually come into it. When the righteous judge will reward. When you say people, let us fast, they think you're favoring shepherd. How? The fasting will soon end. What you will never be able to do is to make me to be complacent about something that will count in my years. You will not be able to make me take the fasting for joke. I say for what? Listen, when I was here on Wednesday was the first time in my life I came to church with bitter cola in my mouth. Do you know the preacher can do it? Because I was under the influence of Ajah. But I came to church. I said there was bitter cola in my mouth on Wednesday. When I was trying to leave my office, I didn't trust myself. I said, I don't know what's happening. I can't just go to bitter cola somewhere. So that time we were singing song that Jehovah has anointed me. There was something was going on inside my mouth. Okay, because of Andrew. Now you want me to play with that kind of pain? The way you're looking at me now, am I looking like somebody who don't have anything inside me? Huh? Am I looking like somebody that anything is inside. Am I not struggling with myself? Why I'm struggling with myself is because of the reward. I was praying there when I was under unction. I saw myself in Jerusalem. I mean, God got to where they crucified Jesus. I saw Calvary. The Lord said, get off from there. I want to tell you something. I went and sat down. He said, Calvary is a shield. I said, tell me about it. He said, pen protects people. Righteous pen. That time you feel like drinking water, you don't drink it, and you're having pain, it protects you. Fasting is expensive. Apart from Locust army, make it a family destiny. That family members will fast when it is necessary. Even outside the church, there is no situation that we approach continuously with fasting that will end. How can you call upon God and you are in pain for a long time and God will ignore you? It's not possible. He's righteous. Look at 10:42. Time is just going to warm me. 10:42.
And he commanded us to preach unto the people,
yes,
and to testify that it is he which was ordained of God to be the judge of quick and dead.
The Bible said that Jesus, that because of the way he lived, he has power to judge the living and has power to go to the grave and judge the dead. So when you hear quick, it means living, the dead. Because the book of dead men are there with them in the grave. When you see every dead man, open his book, you will see what killed him there. It's there in the book. When you see a poor man there, check his book. What made him poise with him? If you don't care about the book, care about character, is there. 1731. Go ahead. Acts of Apostles.
Because he had appointed a day in the which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he had ordained, whereof he had given assurance unto all men, in that he had raised him from the dead.
He says appointed that he will judge the world. What? (2011 and 12) again. I saw the Lion of Judah on the throne. I saw him on the throne. Please. Sometimes some people say, Shepherd, you are bold. I said, why I'm bold is to God be glory. I am conscious of book of remembrance. There is a guide. When I came to Lagos, I made up my mind I'm not going to enter into any restaurant to look for food. Then I'm not going to go to any shopping mall. Then I'm not going to go to any supermarket to go and look for any trouser to enter into anywhere. Then I'm not going to walk out, and I'm not going to drive out. That is what I mean, is that I'm not going to enter into the steering place of this car and move it to anywhere on my own. Now, when I say I don't want women in my house, it's still the same reason. There is something you have to do for yourself to fence yourself for tomorrow. When you begin to help yourself, God will start helping you. Let me say it again. I say, when you begin to help yourself, live your life the way that life is meant to be lived. Not the way everybody is living it. If you want peculiar destiny, then live a peculiar life. I said, live. I want to ask you a question. This is Ajah. This is Ajah Leki. Does anybody know me? You want to know me without this church? It's not possible. If you don't come inside here, you will not know me. I don't want to be known outside here. The capital job of the judge is to reward. Some people call reward of righteousness luck. How? How can reward be called luck? How can respond to something that is properly done be called luck? It's a response. Prosperity is a response. God, you did too much of great things and God responded. It can't be luck. God does not believe in luck. God believes in response. If you look at 22 verse 16, you will see, I come quickly.
And Jesus was sent, have sent
22 of Revelation, verse 16. Okay, verse 7. He said, behold. Revelation chapter 22, 7. He said, behold.
I come quickly. Blessed is
him
that keepeth the saying of the prophecy of this book.
He said, behold, I do what? Later he said, behold, I come quickly. And he said, and my reward is with me. I will give every man according to his work. That's the place we read. So there is always give according. It hurts me when somebody said, I don't know what is going on with me. What do you mean? Don't make God a liar, my friend. Don't make him a liar. If you look at Genesis chapter 22, when Abraham sacrificed Isaac, God said to Abraham, he said, because you have done this. That's what I mean. Righteous judge. Let me show you. Somebody help me look at that verse number 16. Yes. 22:16, beautiful
And
scripture.
Said,
I said, by myself
have I sworn,
said the Lord.
for because thou hast done this
He
thing,
said, because thou have done this thing.
and hast not withheld thy son, thy only son.
God said to Abraham, because you've done it. When Abraham was trying to kill Isaac, does it feel like God was there in Mamre? He said, I was there because you tried to kill Isaac. Because you have done it. Since you were born, is there anything you have done? God will say, because you did it. I came from a village that that's not developed, and I want to start cheating. How does the village that is full of darkness and poverty and shame and desolation, does it require a cheat? These are people who are in pit. Does it not require a man who can enter into fire and help them? Is it not from sacrifice that we redeem? You were born in a family where people don't know who they are, where people are confused, and then you want to live another fake life. So how can people come to light? You were born from a village of pain, and you want civilization. Will it come from God or from your price? As quickly as people start paying, things will start changing. Did I say, can I say it very well? I said as quickly as people start paying, things will start changing. God said to Abraham, he said, because you have done this. He said, look at the next verse there. He said, this blessing will come. That is a judge. That in blessing I will bless thee, and the multiplication I will multiply thee, and thy seed as the stars of heaven, and the sun which upon the sea, and thy seed shall possess the gate of the enemy of his enemies. Now, is there not something that Abraham did that attracted this? Wait. Wait. Noah came from a generation of people who were evil, and he chose to stand out. The Bible says in chapter 8, 20 to 22, he made a sacrifice. And in 9, a rainbow appeared in heaven to show that Noah did something. The judge went to the rainbow and said, Noah, because you did this, I will no longer destroy the earth with flood. A man. A man. And people are scrambling to be ordinary people. How can I read Noah, read Abraham, read Jesus, read Apostle Paul, and that will be different? If I don't have any human being alive to copy, I have seen those to copy in the Bible already. If everybody around me is fake, I've already seen Abraham. I've already seen Paul. I've already seen Jesus who died for the sin of others. I have seen men of the old. Something touched me in the Bible. Something touched me. God said to Abraham, he said, Abraham, I will not hide this secret from you, because you are a master in training your children. You have a way of commanding your children to obey me. That is a man. God can look at a man and say, you are gracious in bringing your family to order. Some of us, they are looking at me. You allow your son to grow up and do whatever he like, and he's still your son. This boy is doing what he like and he's calling you daddy, and you are even feeding him, giving him money, paying school fees for him, and he can't obey you. (18 of Genesis). Verse number 17 and 18. That is my last in this sharing. I'm leaving it already. I'm sorry about, I'm coming very strong.
And the Lord said, shall I hide?
And the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham
which
I do? He said, see that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation.
And all nations of the earth shall be blessed in him.
Go ahead, go ahead.
For I know him that he will command his children.
For I know him, he will command his children and his household
after him. And they shall keep the way of the Lord.
God said, see Abraham. Abraham will command his children and his wife to obey me. So he will be a great nation. I said, so he will be a great nation. You have your son. I said, we are doing fasting and prayer. He said, mommy, I don't want to fast. I don't want to fast. Excuse me. When did the boy grow up? I was talking to a woman one day. Said, my son doesn't want to obey. I said, when did that boy grow up? How did he become that way? How did this boy come to a place where he can no longer obey you? How? This boy, did he not grow? Did this boy did he not suck your breast? How? That particular blessing was attached to those who can command their children. Let me repeat this before I go on. Please, there's a way the heart is. Because man is a mental personality. That means man stay with thought day and night. Don't joke with somebody who stay with thought. Because man is mental. Every day we think. Every day we fellowship with things that happen and things that will happen. Every day, because we are mental people. If what I'm saying is true, why will you give your children a chance? Every day we fellowship mentally. As you're going home after this service, we are thinking. Tomorrow we'll be thinking. When you wake up in midnight to urinate, you're thinking. Because you're mental. You're thinking about what happened 10 years ago. You can't finish with it. You're thinking about what happened 15 years ago. You cannot finish with it because you're a mental being. Once in a while, it comes into your heart. If that is correct, it is because the spirit of the judge is in you. Not really to judge others, but to judge you. To make you remember this thing. And if that is correct, then we should struggle on the righteous side. I said we should struggle. You should struggle and say, Lord, from now till 5 years, from now till 10 years, from now till 20 years, I am happy I am hearing this message. Now I am still alive. There are some things God will tell me. I will kneel down by my chair and say, Lord, thank you told me this and I'm still alive. When I was about to sing Mary is the Mother of God, to get the tune was difficult for me. To get the tune of the Mother of God now. I lied down there. I said, Lord, what about this Mother of God? So I started saying, he said, pray. I said, Haptus. And then he said, wait. Then he said, what about if you sing it like this? You were not there. Haptus. In all generation and in every great family and in all seasons, God will raise a man or a woman, and he want to raise this night that he will depend on a man or a woman that he will depend on understanding to help others. Fashion your life. If this is where you are and you have gotten like 70% positive, after this message, get another 82. Get another 90. That's the essence. It's not a message of condemnation, it's a message of righteousness. Move a little bit to the right. And then take responsibility for your actions. Don't sweep it. Don't say it doesn't count. Don't give excuses. No, it will hurt you. Because man is a mental being. What about if a preacher have told me this when I was 20? When I was 15, I went to a church and the preacher is saying it. All that they did, they're telling me I'll go to hellfire. I'll go to hellfire. They didn't tell me that I should take responsibility for my life on earth. If I go to my village and I see people suffering, is it difficult for me to know why they are suffering? Whatever that is making them to suffer is with them there in their character. So if I don't want to suffer, I should hate what they are doing. I am looking at Nigeria. What is making Nigerians to suffer? Is it not looking at us? Is it not looking at us? How do we talk about change when we are still like that? Can God really change Nigeria without changing us? Can God change your family without changing you? Channels through which God keeps record for judgment. I want to open your eyes, then I'll stop. Some people are hiding some things Because they don't know that there are channels. That they are what? That there are channels through which God keep records. Now, pay attention. All luminary bodies that God used in changing season are record keeping bodies. Let me say it again. I say all luminary bodies that God used in changing season are all record keeping bodies. That means the moment that the sun starts shining, everything anybody do is before the sun. Because you cannot separate light from record keeping. Genesis chapter 1 verse 14. I say you cannot separate light